his restaurant in 24 hours. So basically, Keith Lee ended an entire restaurant owner's career within just 24 hours. You could at least give him 48, but let's see what this is.
When I tell you I've never seen a fall from grace like this, it's actually quite amazing. But hey, that's the power of social media. Y'all know that old black man that sits at the barbecue restaurants and shakes his meat until it falls apart?
I'm trying telling y'all about tenderism.
Oh, shit. Meat off the bone.
Like I planned.
That shit is off the bone, though, to be fair. I mean, it does look kind of staged, but...
Tenderism.
Tenderism.
Oh, my.
Real quick, is this what you younger generation niggas be thinking about people that are my age? And my age is 21, 20, 22? Is this what y'all be thinking of us? We basically on the same thing as this guy? I just want to know. Because I'm tired. I made a whole video about it. I'm tired of hearing people calling me Unc. I'm barely old enough to drink legally. But I'm supposed to be your uncle? No.
Shake it like a song.
Shake it like a song.
What the fuck?
My nigga
Well, it
just
turns
be
out
randomly
Mr.
throwing shit.
Tenderism it may not be so tender to his customers. In fact, he might just be a Steven from Django. Listen, man, if you're new to this and you want to be true to this, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. It goes a long way for the channel. Now, back to the video. We haven't seen him on the scene for a long time, but remember when Keith Lee used to go to these establishments around the time of 21 and 22? He used to really shake the table. So when Mr.
Damn. Imagine being a food reviewer and like being someone as high as Keith Lee. I ain't gonna lie, that would probably be the best job in the world. You get free food just for making a video, and you ain't gotta do shit for it. You could be getting some of the best food, and you ain't gotta pay for it. My nigga, that's a fucking glitch. Streaming and content creation can be a glitch too. But I ain't gonna lie, getting free food and you still making content? That nigga's living life on easy mode.
Tenderism's videos
Easy
started to go
mode.
viral
Peaceful
on the internet,
mode.
different celebrities and, you know, social media figures started to pop up. You know, our good buddy, the good food reviewer Keith Lee, had to go visit the restaurant. But this would expose the tricks of the trade to the Tenderism game.
Me and my family are currently in Marietta, California, and this, in my opinion, is the most anticipated video I've ever done. In my hand is food from Destination Smokehouse, with the Tenderism. My whole mission today to see, in my opinion, is the food actually tenderism, or do I just love watching Unc? Let's find out together.
I got it. Let's try it. Let's ready with 210.
Spent $129.77.
Sheesh.
Service, my family said, was very good.
Wait, what did you say?
Ready with 210.
Spent $129.77.
Sheesh.
Damn. My family said it was very good. We gonna start with what I came here for. They're beef free. I didn't touch it. I didn't know that's how it came. To me, it looked like it's sliced. It looked like they slit it straight down the back. So when I pick it up,
right,
that's what happened.
Oh,
that's what it looked like in the video. Some of the videos.
I'm gonna just see if it fall apart. It do not.
Oh, yeah.
This thing ain't going nowhere.
So we were lied to the whole time. The meat ain't really tender. He's cutting the meat. You know, I never felt this lied to about a online personality and the products that they have since the strawberry mint growth oil guy. You know, the guy that told us to brush 15 strokes an angle, do not miss an angle. And then ultimately to come to find out he was doing nothing but going to Turkey to get his hairline filled in. Older black man.
Turkey resident.
Steve and me. On a serious note, that's not what's important at all. Overall, Keith Lee
gave
a favorable
You black people gotta stop lying.
Said that this was a worthwhile place. The food was good.
8 out of 10. For me, the standout was absolutely the oxtail. But past the oxtail, the standout is Unc. Not only, in my opinion, is it extremely hard to get people engaged like that, to show your true personality, to be yourself, no matter how fast things take off in the space. I don't think he intended for it to go the way it's going.
Now, although his meat wasn't as loose as advertised, Keith Lee did what he normally does in these situations where he does find a good restaurant that he's about to honestly boost into another stratosphere. He goes in and he tips the people very generously. But upon going in and attempting to tip Mr. Tenderism, aka Uncle Steven, a good amount of money, this is where the curtain starts to fall down on the whole Tenderism empire.
I'm personally taking $5,000 out of my own bank, and we going to say happy holidays to Unc. So, update. We could not get to Unc. Security said it was over with for the day. They said that he was filming something. I believe he was filming a podcast. We had $5,000 in cash, or $4,000 in cash that we was gonna give him a hand. They didn't take it, so we're not only gonna take this money and feed some people, but we just gonna do what we feel like we're supposed to do in the community. And as always, after this, I pray and hope that they continue to reach their target audience.
Now, W. Keith Lee as always, and this could all be swept under the rug as a total misunderstanding. But when we see the response from the restaurant, it has everybody asking one question and one question only.
Some circumstances that happened after the fact with other people that he talked to that opened our eyes up to why he probably felt the way that he did. Even the way that he approached it, he didn't ask for anybody else. There's a lot of people visible on social media. To offer a tip.
Wait, who is that white man? That's right, Mr. Tenderism, the old man that shakes his meat on
I don't know who that
falls off the bone and throws his glasses, is actually not the owner of the smokehouse. It's the white guy sitting next to him, giving the explanation as to what's going on in the restaurant, the day-to-day, what happened in the whole Keith Lee.
So god damn it, the white man owns it again. Fuck! No, bro, but yeah, I don't know. Who the fuck is that? I don't know. Like, who else was he supposed to ask for? Like, apparently more people are featuring the videos, but that is the guy that's selling it. So, and if I'm asking for the main person, and I'm trying to give someone $5,000, he better show his ass up. What the fuck is wrong with him?
Situation. And as you can see, Mr. Tenderism in this video looks like a droopy dog. And not only are people upset that Mr. Tenderism isn't the actual owner, I mean, it would be like finding out that the tooth fairy isn't real. It's painful, but it's something that we can, you know, rise above. What actually is pissing them off is the explanation from the owner about Mr. Tenderism's involvement. Trust me, it gets really, really strange from here on out.
So that nigga's nothing but a social media content creator.
With other people that he talked to that opened our eyes up to why he probably felt the way that he did. Even the way that he approached it, he didn't ask for anybody else. There's a lot of people visible on social media. To offer a tip to a business owner was crazy. That was the other thing too, is like he really thinks Walt is like this helpless guy who needs his help. How are you going to tip a business owner? Tip the whole staff.
I want to give this to Walter.
Okay.
He specifically said his name to ask me a couple of questions. To ask him a couple of questions, I meant to say. That's how he presented it. He didn't say, hey, I want to give y'all this, and in the meantime, can I talk to Walter and Nick or whatever? He literally asked for him only and said he want to give him that amount of money.
Even Reynaldo of Butcher Bill or someone that's visible, Walter French, anybody else, it would have felt like it was coming from a place that we would have accepted, but
are we serious?
We have this following. Yeah, you want me to cut it short? Sorry, brother.
Hey, look here.
Bro, we don't know you. We don't know who you are, so nobody's gonna come up 5K in hand asking for Walter's friend or even you. We didn't even know who you were before this video. Who the fuck is this guy? This nigga is a bodybuilder, and we just found out that he's the owner of everything? I ain't gonna lie, them narrative pushing is crazy that Walter just needs this financial help. Nobody said that. Y'all did. Come on now, don't do that. Y'all said that. Nobody else did.
Narrative push. To some kind of way, get in touch with him if possibility. Tell him when he come back.
What Keith Lee does with his money is his own concern. And this is precisely the reason why Keith Lee goes about his interviews and his food reviews the way that he does. Is because once people find out who he is, what he's trying to do, and all this other stuff, they take advantage of him. We covered it on this channel when he did his Atlanta food review. And we've also talked about it in his DC food review and pretty much every food review that Keith Lee has done. I really think that's why he's taken a more step back, public facing hiatus from doing these types of things, is because the ability to just be taken advantage of for the things that Keith Lee can do for a restaurant skyrocketed once his reviews became popular. I also find it nasty that this owner now is trying to minimize and speak for Mr. Tenderism. He wanted to give the tip to the old man because the old man is the front-facing image of the platform and who we thought was the owner of the restaurant. Whether he pocketed or distributed it shouldn't really matter. None of the excuses that he gave matter. And now what's interesting about this whole situation is because based off of the fame, based off off of the notoriety that the restaurant is getting, and based off of the fact that he understands, the owner that is, that Mr. Tenderism is going around as the brand on the internet for this restaurant, he's decided to now place himself in every single one of the future videos going forward.
People thought the worst part was that Unc wasn't the restaurant owner. It wasn't. The real outrage is that the term tenderism was trademarked by the restaurant owner.
Wow.
The witnessing is an old black man being used as a mascot for another
Yikes.
man, white man's restaurant. And let's be honest, after seeing all those viral videos of the meat falling off the bone, anybody would want to try it. It was tenderism that made this restaurant explode online. People come to see him. Keith Lee came to see him. The
That's
viral
crazy.
fame, the business, the buzz that came from Unc, not the owner. But when Keith tried to leave a $4,000 tip, security stopped him, saying Unc was too busy. What made people even angrier was the owner's response afterward.
If I would have known he was here, I would have probably asked Edie to stop for a few seconds so we could go over there. That's what I would have done.
The way the owner speaks and Unc's energy just makes the whole thing feel uncomfortable.
What is that one sin called
And ever since
where you're jealous of somebody? Isn't it called envy? Because I think that's exactly what it is. That everyone cares about this guy. People want to give him, notoriety, recognition. Keith Lee wanted to do what he wanted to do. But he's like, I'm the owner of this. How come we don't spread some of this recognition around? Man, we don't know who you are. That's why. Because you wanted to be behind the scenes orchestrating everything until the people in front of the camera, they get all this fame and notoriety. It was cool being behind the scenes whenever he thought that was all there was to it. But now he sees the benefits of what you can get in front of the curtain. Oh, now all of a sudden I'm the owner. All of a sudden, hey man, you gotta spread this throughout everybody. Nigga, what? What are we talking about?
Since then, the owner has been showing up in every tenderism video. Now, the restaurant is getting canceled, with people saying the owner mistreated Unc.
Now, instead of trotting out that knock-kneed Negro, you are bringing yourself onto the scene and onto the stage because you see what type of fame and notoriety he's getting. Now, I can't judge their personal relationship, but I can't know what's going on. But it's kind of nasty that the owner of the restaurant trademarked the phrase and saying that this older black gentleman made up. And it's also strange that they go from no commercials with this white guy to now all of the commercials, all of the social media posts, all of the blog postings are with this guy.
Now he's ready to be in front of the camera.
The authentic feel of what's going on. For a lot of people, Mr. Tenderism reminded them of their uncle at the barbecue, their grandfather at the fish fry, that one guy that's at the side of the road of the combination BP vape shop, barber shop that has the grill out front that, does his own little shake meat interpretation. And even if you look at the past videos and stuff,
the other guy, he reminds you, he looks like he owns one of those millennial burger spots where they have the menu up on the wall somewhere written in fucking chalk and the burgers are called handhelds, not burgers. That's what he looks like he should be doing. He would be a great mascot for that. That's something he should be in charge of. But Uncle Ruckus the third, that's in this video. I think
that this looks like an authentic situation going on, built off of the back of, the old man in this situation, Unc.
Man, look here, we gotta do something, man. Let's do some barbecue. Yeah, idea, man. We're gonna try it. I said, let's go to Home Depot and get one of them little grills. We don't need the kitchen. We just need the little grill. And that's how it began.
We did 10 slabs of ribs. He cooked them his way, direct heat. He did, I don't know how many pounds, but a lot of half chickens, and we sold out of both. In about like a 4-hour window, and to us that was a lot. We were really happy. Good shot. Yeah, good shot.
But as we look more into it, it was his idea to go ahead and barbecue, his cooking methods, most likely his labor as well. So what did you really bring? Probably the financials, but why do you feel like you have to be so front-facing now? Now the internet is worried about this seemingly narcissistic owner and how he is dealing with Mr. Tenderism because they feel like he's being exploited.
I had a wonderful woman come up to me today and she stopped me. I was at the soda machine and she's like, how does it feel to change the world?
Ain't nobody come here to see you, Otis. And ain't nobody say that to you.
I didn't even know the nigga name.
World. You're making barbecue, bro. Come on, stop it. Now all of a sudden, when the black community don't want to support Destination Smokehouse, now you're making a video pretty much saying like, hey, I ain't racist, guys. Nobody said you're racist. We said you're capitalizing off of black business when it is not black owned, and we see the jig that is going on, and the jig is up. And then you got Tenderism sitting in the back of your video like a fucking prop, and it's given to Django.
Look, man, Mr. Tenderism can't be saved, y'all. That man bought Mr. Tenderism. And I'm from Alabama. I'm so used to seeing older black men be that way towards their bosses and their masters. And y'all wonder why I'm so aggressive. Let me tell you why. That's what I saw growing up. That's why I don't look up to no older black men. I can't tell you not one that I'm looking up to, because that's how I saw them.
Okay, yeah. Don't worry. I'm about to take all this down. I got you. 5 minutes.
Act back in the day. That's all. Come on, man. Come on, man. Mr. Tenderism, you done been bought.
Why are we seeing the owner of Destination Smokehouse Destination, the guy who owns the restaurant, Unc, aka Mr. Tenderism Works? Why are we seeing him in videos now? Why are we still hearing from him? Why is he doing Mr. Tenderism's shtick? It's fake. Oh. It's appropriation. It's vulturing. It's copying. We've seen this happen far too many times. Mr. Tenderism, I'm not even talking to him anymore, because apparently he loves being in that position where his talent and all that just being used and abused and taken advantage of.
So the owner was in the comments like, Walt is an employee. He's a trusted employee. Like, he was a house nigga. Like, he's a trusted employee. He's a loved employee. We value him, but he's still an employee. He said nothing about being a partner, nothing about no 50-50. As a matter of fact, I don't know if the video is still there, but the owner had asked Walt, did he want to be an owner? Did he want his own restaurant? And Walt kept saying no, that this was good enough for him, helping his brother. All in the videos like Suge Knight.
Oh, so it is clear. I watched the Quentin Tarantino.
Suge Knight is crazy. I ain't gonna lie. I don't. Wait, hold on. Maybe I didn't hear that right. No, actually, no. Suge Knight is crazy. Throwing out a Suge Knight comparison is insane.
To a movie about this same type of topic. It featured a man named Django. Leonardo DiCaprio was Mr. Candy, and there was one black guy, Samuel Jackson. His name was Steven. The reason why this bothers me is because post George Floyd, well, really in that whole era, there was an uptick of black business support. There was an uptick in a lot of other business supports. People praising their intersectionalities and their identities, and boosting that to the forefront as a way to advertise their business. But I'm speaking about black businesses at this point. And as a black person, we know how this goes. Hell, as a consumer of food, we know how this goes. I like any restaurant, but if I hear that it's black owned and I hear that black people are making the food, I'm more inclined to go there, especially when it's something that psychologically I link to a certain type of person. I want to go into the Mexican food place and see Mexicans making the food. If I go to the Chinese place, I want to see Chinese people making the food. It just kind of lines up like that. If I go to
because it feels more authentic. But because if it's a white man cooking black people food, now it throws everything off.
Italian restaurant and see anybody else besides an Italian back there in the kitchen, it's gonna make me a little weary. Not that I won't eat the food, but it's gonna make me weary. Nonetheless, propping yourself up as a black owned and black run business via your marketing campaign is actually nasty when you know for a fact that this man doesn't even own 1%. He actually gets paid 1%. Mind you, as we heard in the video earlier, this is this man's barbecue. It's his seasonings, it's his cooking methods, it's all of that. There shouldn't have been any conversation about, do you want to be a partner? Do you want to be an owner? That should have just been a part of the beginning stages, full stop. So I actually am gonna have to agree with the social zeitgeist and say like, yo, no, you are taking advantage of him. And this actually is a disgusting look. And because you've built your name off of social media fame, it's only gonna fall apart as people get there. I'm glad that Keith Lee saved a lot of people's time by actively going and reviewing this food, but more importantly, exposing the fact that this isn't who they say they are. Truly, I get the concept of having some sort of marketing gimmick or shtick in order to push your product. It's hard to get out there in the real world. But at the end of the day, I think it should have been made clear from the beginning that Unc was more of a mascot as opposed to an owner. That this was a regular business and not something propped up to be black owned. That you cut your damn meat as opposed to it actually falling off the bone. That's what really hurts the most.
Oh yeah, that is true. I ain't gonna lie. I totally forgot about that part. They actually lied to us about the tenderism. What do they call it? The tenderism. But yeah, I mean, I don't know how to feel. Like, or I know exactly how to feel. I just don't know where to start. So they lied about the tenderism. They lied about it being black owned. Or they made it seem like it was, you know, barbecue, the tenderness of the barbecue. They have a black guy in all the videos, an older black person, a black unk in all the videos, and then they did all that stuff. Nah, nigga, I ain't gonna lie, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. They try to do it for the black crowd. But no, man. Honestly, I think I ain't gonna lie. I think this is low key slavery. Like, this is crazy. Like, we fell. It was slavery, and it took Keith. I ain't gonna lie. It took Keith Lee to pull down the curtain to show everything. I don't even know why the owner even made that video, or if he was gonna eventually be in them, he should have done it gradually, not just immediately after he was talking about Keith Lee, and now all of a sudden he's in all the videos. Like, hey man, but what do I know? But yeah, man, slavery is bad. I don't know what to say. That's just the end of the video, I guess. All right.